That's well cleared, and could be Brunswick boys on the attack now, on the break. Assistant referee's flag stays down. The Royal Mail are getting back now.
Again, I think Sinnott could have picked out Stankham at the far post and didn't again, although he may have veered into an offside position. Perhaps he was just holding back. He's certainly in a lot of space over there on the
still
left.
with the ball. Cuts inside. A lot of space clear. But offside. And a little bit of excitement here from the keeper. We've got to be careful with that again. He's tried. He's taken these kicks from the edge of his box, and then he's not got the longest of kicks, and he could find himself. Well, he put it in the net, but it won't count because the assistant referee had his flag up for offside.
Well, who are you contenders for man of the match, Jerry?
Well, I would have to say young Phil Maylam had been having a fabulous game before he went off, and by the way, we've had confirmation that no problems with Phil, just a bit of a twist on his ankle. I think we're now just playing we're playing whatever time the referee's added on for stoppages. So very, very little time for Royal Mail to get that equaliser, but they're doing everything they can to get that equaliser. There's the number 10 mark Hughes, well collected. Well, we were talking about my man of the match. He's just had that final dig there. He's still involved. That would be my selection overall. Oh, this keeper there.
And he might have a go here.
I think so.
Keeper was stranded. If he could have hit the target there, there would have been a certain goal.
I think he's had a few butterflies floating around as Craig Gallagher. He's had everybody on tenterhooks. And there we go, straight to the number 11. Stankham. And I think the Brunswick boys will be hoping the referee blows his whistle sooner rather than later.
Linesman's got his flag up on the far side again. He's just spotted that.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our coverage here at Liverpool Live. You're watching the closing minutes of Brunswick boys versus Royal Mail. We're in extra time or stoppage time. Oh, well, another mistake. Well, I think the keeper's going to be lucky to have got away with that. The referee is saying that he was impeded. One last attack there, we think, for Royal Mail. Free kick. Last opportunity to even the score. Again.
They're taking it quickly.
Sean Teeney there just didn't have the power. Oh, it's gone. Well,
and look at
there's
that.
been
a pitch
absolute
invasion.
pitch invasion. We get our cameras on that.
And the referee, he's trying to clear the pitch now.
As you can see from our picture there.
Mike Ryan looks really disappointed with that, doesn't he?
We'll just have another look at that goal. You see the incident there for handball. Free kick taken very, very quickly. Sean Teeney picks up the ball, and we were about to say just didn't quite have the strength at the end. Keeper seems to have gathered it, and it's gone through his legs, and it's in the net.
Wow.
2-all. Both equalisers. Both last two goals, I should say, coming from goalkeeper mistakes. A little bit of a niggle going to creep in here.
And they've come against the run of play, really, the goals as well. That's it, the final whistle, 2-all. It's been a great game, though, Joe.
Well, in the final seconds there. Well, I'd have to say that it was a well-deserved goal. I think Royal Mail, they kept putting on the pressure. The keeper's got his head in his hands there. I think both the keepers will be disappointed with the second goals. We maybe have a chance to look at that last goal again is a bit of a conference going on the pitch.
I think
We didn't quite get the melee at the end when here we go.
I think the quickness of the free kick, that was showing real alertness there.
There's the handball, which again people saying no, it was unintentional, but the referees decided that he's gained control from it, rightly so. Free kicks given, and while Brunswick boys are just gathering themselves, free kicks taken very, very quickly, very sharp, and Sean Teeney, who's he's had a good game, finds himself some space. Intelligent player, and as I say, didn't quite have the strength here at the end, very, very tired, but he's on target. Bang goes through. The keeper's not getting down quick enough, needed to get his body behind that, and it slipped through his legs. He's done his very, very best, and that'll haunt him for sure, but it's in the net, and we slightly missed the melee that came afterwards of Sean Teeney. Was absolutely covered in yellow shirts, and as you say, a slight pitch invasion. Well, I hope you're enjoying our coverage here at Heron Eccles Field. A lot of consolation going on there for Ian Gallagher. Maybe being told, well, look, you made a bit of a mistake. So did Michael Ryan. It's come out even Stevens, 2-2. You've been watching live coverage from Liverpool Live, Channel 18, with me, Jerry Rich, and Rob Heron. We're going to be here for the 2 o'clock match. We'll be back straight after this break.
Merseyside International Youth Football Festival.
Oh, getting married this year? Desperate for a wonderful honeymoon? Then don't miss Liverpool Live's wedding show. We'll bring you our definitive guide to getting hitched, covering dresses, food, venues, entertainment. It's all here, and you'll get the chance to win a fabulously romantic Caribbean holiday for two. Liverpool Live's wedding show, it really is a visual marriage made in heaven.
Would you like to join the internet revolution? Fancy a new career in website design? Then the Webmaster Home Study course is for you. In just 6 weeks of part-time study, this step-by-step course can be completed in the comfort of your own home and gain you a nationally recognized qualification. You don't have to be a computer genius. Anyone can learn. Call 0151 475 2898 to find out more about the brighter future Webmaster can offer you. That's 0151 475 2898.
To get sore lips a lot. That's all I'd ever seem to be doing was kissing Kathy or Kim.
What do you call this, Dave? Overtime?
Dave Glover, pure beef.
He was gorgeous as Dave Glover in Emmerdale. He's delicious as Danny in Greece. Yes, heartthrob for the millennium, Ian Kelsey gets close up and personal only on Liverpool Live. But be warned, it's red hot and very intimate.
And I was so embarrassed that I didn't want to get out of bed, put my trousers on, then get back in bed.
I love her, and she loves me.
It was quite a stressful time, and I had to like look after myself and keep my head down. I would never go for that type of girl, but I completely fell for her talent completely, and we had a great time together. Just, I don't know, you can fall for talent before you fall for looks.
Merseyside International Youth Football Festival.
Well, welcome back to Heron Eccles Field, and because this is a semi-final and the match has become very exciting, we're going to stay with you and show you extra time here, which will be 10 minutes each way. That game ending in 2-2 as the kickoff. We've got 10 minutes each way, and if the score remains equal at the end of 10 minutes each way of extra time, we'll go, of course, to penalties. We weren't sure we'd be able to bring you the extra time. Well, yes, Liverpool Live, giving you full coverage of this. We've gone from our other game to continue with this. 10 minutes of extra time each way. This is the semi-final, and Royal Mail really did themselves proud to get themselves back into that match in what was the dying seconds of the game. It's 2-2. If you have just joined us, it's Brunswick boys in the red, Royal Mail in the yellow. Brunswick attacking the goal to your left.
I think it's a sign of a good side to score so late on, really giving 100%. It's so easy to really just go through the motions in those last few minutes. But
well, they never ever stop battling Royal Mail.
There was Chris Smith beaten in the air. Haven't seen too much of that today. Captain for Brunswick.
Now you can be sure that these legs will be very, very tired now. Brunswick will be a little bit disappointed with themselves when they thought they were through to the final. Everything to play for now. And we'll be hoping for no more goalkeeping errors.
Put forward by Hughes again.
There's offside again, and as you say, in this semi-final, the tension is very, very high. Nobody wants to go out at this stage of the competition.
Yeah, semi-final is such a big occasion. And when you played here all week as well, like these boys have, you really don't want to get out at that stage. They'll be looking forward to tomorrow's. Of course, being played at the university ground. It'll be a really big occasion for everyone involved.
Well, as you say, no team wants to go out at this stage, and we're in extra time now. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes each way. And there's Brunswick boys on the break. Well cut out there, Royal Mail. Number 5 coming across there.
Yeah, and Triggs with the initial header, I think he had a good second half. He's been a lot more involved as the game's gone on. And I think they'll need to keep that up if Royal Mail are going to make an impression in this extra time. They've certainly started off well.
Yeah, I think Royal Mail did very, very well to get themselves back in. However, I think the advantage is going to go to Brunswick boys, because as the time goes on, I think these the bigger lads have got the advantage.
Stankham offside again. That's one area of his game he's got to improve on, really, Stankham.
I think you've got to be impressed with John Porter. He's had an excellent game in defence for Brunswick boys, the big number 5.
I have to agree with that, Jerry, there, but I think Potter and Porter have both been outstanding. It's such an advantage to have those two tall players at the back,
yep,
especially at this level.
There's Royal Mail. There's
Pinch for the ball.
Porter's just having a little bit of a limp there. As he's hit that ball, he's really caught his ankle there. I think we're going to see the trainer come on here. As he volleyed, that ball that came down just caught it on the top of his ankle, and at this stage again, where he's very, very tired and the muscles are tired, he's really felt that. He's gone down, a little bit of cramp as well. Getting a little bit of a calf massage there off the trainer. He'd be glad of the rest, be glad of the water. We're just saying that John Porter there having an excellent game.
It's been really nice to see some goals, hasn't it, Jerry? I have to say. I was at Valley Parade last night watching Bradford City and Stoke City. It was a 0-0 draw, but we've seen 4 today. And it hasn't cost us a penny here on live TV, of course.
You're a big Stoke fan, aren't you, Rob?
I'm indeed, yes.
And so this will be new to you, this, will it? Passing, goals, well, excitement.
To be quite
in your own time.
I can't really argue with that one. No, they battled hard for a point last night, away from home. But we'll have to see how things go. It's been nice to see 4 goals, though, I must say. I've travelled around over the last 2 weeks, considerable miles, and haven't seen them score a goal yet. So,
well, we're about getting on for halfway through the first half of extra time. And nearly a mistake by Brunswick boys. I say we're about halfway through the first half of extra time. There's 10 minutes each way. If you have just joined us, You're watching Liverpool Live, bringing you live coverage of the semi-finals here in the under-11 section of the Merseyside International Youth Football Festival. You're watching Brunswick Boys versus Royal Mail. The main game finished 2-2, and as I say, we're in extra time, and if it's still equal at the end of that extra time, it'll go to penalties. It's been a fabulous match. A lot of skill there. Just bundled off the ball.
It's a good ball by Hughes.
There's Teeny in, and that is a fabulous goal. And you can believe me, the Royal Mail boys have gone absolutely mad. They need to contain themselves. Let's just see, there's Sean Teeny there. There's some smile on his face. The boys need to collect themselves now and watch that they don't get caught.
You won't believe me, Jerry, when I say this, but
here's the goal, just coming up again.
They really do need to give the ball to Hughes.
Comes inside, he just collects it there, Teeny. Great composure, right over the keeper's head, finds the net. They'd be very, very pleased with that. The score now.
What a good finish, and what a time to score.
The score, Royal Mail 3, Brunswick Boys 2, and this is the first time that Royal Mail have been ahead. They trailed 1-0.
It really was a great ball by Hughes, though.
And again, the attack for Royal Mail. The attacking of Royal Mail has really paid off for them. They've never, ever given up on this game. As I say,
they've been in the lead, I think.
As I say, I've just saying. That is the first time they've been in the lead, so obviously you take no notice of anything I say, Rob.
Oh, sorry, Jerry.
That's okay.
I was too busy watching the game.
Well, that's all right. I accept that. What were you saying? You were too busy?
Too busy watching, enjoying the game.
I wasn't listening to you then, you see.
I think Mark Hughes was exceptional, though, in that last goal. He really was. They need to use Mark Hughes. He's got a lot of vision, I think, and he tucked the ball forward, completely split the defence. And the finish did look easy, but it was a great ball, and they need more of that.
And a little bit of a mistake here, letting Brunswick Boys back in. I hope you're enjoying our coverage here of the semi-finals. I think we did the right thing to come back and cover this extra time. As you can hear from pitch side, there's a lot of tension here. It's the first time Royal Mail have been ahead in this game, and it's probably the best time for them to be ahead.
We're getting a few nerves and butterflies, I think, for some of the players now approaching the end. No one really wants to lose in a semi-final, like we said, especially after just getting your nose in front.
Yeah,
trying not to look ahead to that final, really.
A lot of tension creeping in now. Nobody wants to make a mistake, and for the first time, Brunswick Boys have got it all to do. It's a position Royal Mail found themselves in for much of the game, trying to fight back.
Coaches trying to encourage both sides in these last few minutes.
Brunswick Boys open the scoring with a somewhat controversial goal. We weren't sure whether it cleared the line, but as I said, the referee could see. That was 1-0, and then Royal Mail came back with a fabulous goal to make it 1-0. Then they went behind, and it was stayed that way for most of the match. And in the dying minutes, Royal Mail made it 2-2, which is why we have this extra time. And now Royal Mail have made it 3-2. You're watching Liverpool Live's coverage of the semi-final in the under-11 boys. It's Brunswick Boys in the red shirts against Royal Mail in the yellow tops.
Mark Hughes again with a kick. Certainly seen what he can do today. Another good kick. A good header out. It's gone as far as Morgan. He's trying to loft this one in, and it's towards Tierney.
There you go.
Get something on it. It's knocked away by the Smith.
Come on, midfield!
Good play there by Royal Mail. We saw at the start Brunswick Boys having the most of the play, and Royal Mail having to soak up the pressure. Royal Mail have done very well to come back into the game, and they have had most of the possession, I would say. Royal Mail, would you agree with that, Rob?
Certainly would, yeah. I mean, the game has ebbed and flowed, but they kept the ball well, and I like to see them passing it around. It's interesting to see what the coaches have been encouraging them to do with the ball. They haven't got the height, like you said. They haven't got the option to put the ball forward in the air, but they have put it down nicely on the ground. And that's half time.
Well, there's the first half of extra time gone, and there'll just be maybe a minute or so as they change around, an opportunity for the coaches to come on and rub those tired legs and tee up the players and tell them, well, certainly the coach for Royal Mail will be saying, well, you're now in the lead for the first time, and possibly saying, well, keep doing what you're doing. I don't think he'd be asking them to defend the lead. I think he'd be asking them to add to it, really. I think it's pointless for a side as small as they are to allow themselves to be forced back in their own half and defend that lead, because the Brunswick boys, as we keep on saying during this match, they've got all the height, a lot of power. They need the equaliser, so the advantage has got to be to Royal Mail, because even if they do concede a goal and they hold that position, they're still in with a shout, because it'll go to penalties. So it's all to do for the Brunswick boys here.
I certainly think the Royal Mail shouldn't change, like you say, what they're doing. What they've done's work today. They've passed it around nicely, and when they've done that, they've looked a good side. They've got ahead, and if they can just keep it up now, then they can see these next 10 minutes out. If they concede a goal, they've still got the penalties. They've got nothing to lose.
Well, I think the referee's blown for the pitch to be cleared, and we've got 10 minutes left of extra time in this semi-final. Again, if you have just joined us, Liverpool Live have found you the very, very best games during this tournament, and we brought them to you live. That's exactly what we're doing here with the semi-finals and the under-11 boys. The Merseyside International Youth Football Festival gets underway, the last section of extra time. We've got 10 minutes to go to decide who will go through to the final. It's the Royal Mail in yellow shirts, leading 3-2 against Brunswick boys in the red shirts. Your commentators Jerry Rich and Rob Herron.
But I think, Jerry, if Brunswick are going to get back into the game, they've really got to look to get the ball to Dylan Sinnott in the number 14 shirt, because he has got that height up front, and they can look vulnerable at the back, as we've seen earlier, the Royal Mail. They did concede those 2 goals, and he hasn't done quite enough for me yet, Dylan Sinnott, but he's certainly shown a lot of promise and some good touches, and I think they're going to have to try and use his height to get back into this game with time ticking on.
Well, I think you'll find that for Brunswick, these 10 minutes will go very, very quickly. Don't appear to drag for Royal Mail. They've got to soak up a bit more pressure now, Royal Mail. And it'll be interesting to see if Brunswick do go full out. They're going to leave themselves open for that breakaway attack. And I think Royal Mail's confidence is up, and they look as though they might get another goal to me. They keep attacking, they keep running. You wouldn't believe that these lads have been playing what is, with this section, probably 45 minutes of football each way, because with time added on for stoppages, the extra time, I think you'll find these boys have put in about 45 minutes, and there's certainly a good 6 or 7 players on both sides who've done the full 45 of those minutes.
That's knocked out
Number
by
6 there, Carl Spinks, finding a lot more energy. I think he's going to make a difference in this final half. There he goes, as I say. And there's our Mark Hughes having an excellent game.
I think he's been their best player today, Mark Hughes. Had a really good game in such a key area of the field as well, the centre of midfield. He has run the game.
Now where's Brunswick boys launching an attack. It's pulled back. Oh, super play from Tony James there. Again. Picks himself back up. Got to soak up this pressure. Oh, and that could well be a goal. I think so.
It's Quinn. I think that's Quinn, isn't it? Kieran Quinn.
Ian Gallagher disappointed with himself. He's just prone to these crosses. And we're back where we started. 3 apiece. Ian Gallagher not looking happy with himself. See the ball come across. Always looks a little bit suspect here. Doesn't collect the ball. It's no good lying back down there when the ball's in. But where were the defenders, you ask yourself?
But I think, as I said a few minutes ago, Sinnott really involved there. He made a challenge on the keeper. I'm not sure he even made contact, but it certainly distracted the keeper and allowed Quinn to get in. 3-all.
It's all square again, 3 goals all, and if it stays this way, at the end of extra time, we'll be having penalties, and you can be sure that Liverpool Live will stay for the result of those penalties. But as it is now, it's Brunswick Boys 3, Royal Mail Boys 3, and we are in the last 6 or 7 minutes of what has been probably the most exciting game we have seen here all week.
Yeah, that's been really good. You wonder what's going through the players' minds now, whether to just play the time out or whether one of these teams is going to come at the other one in these last few minutes.
Well, now the tension is really on because, as you say, it's 3 apiece. As the time goes by, you think that if somebody concedes a goal now, heads will go down, and that will be the end of it. Brunswick Boys are launching attack after attack now. They seem to have found their legs. Offside there. And as I say, always an unhappy way to go out of a competition, to go out on penalties, which is how it will be decided if the score stays the same as it is. We're remind you, we're playing extra time in the semi-final of the Merseyside International Youth Football Festival in the under-11 section of the Brunswick Boys versus Royal Mail. We've had a fabulous match. We've had plenty of goals, 3 apiece. And if you've been with us for all the match, I'm sure you're having an exciting time, and I can assure you that we will stay with it until we get a result, even if that goes to penalties. There's Brunswick Boys again being caught out on that offside. If it goes to penalties, I think I would. I think I'd have to maybe have my money on Brunswick.
Well, I think it's going back to the physical side of the game, isn't it, really? They have got the more power. I think, really, when it comes to penalties, you do need a strong shot at this level. There's big players. They were looking for players like Potter and Porter, really, I think, to take the penalties there. But it's not over yet. We could still see a goal. What I like about the game
today... We could see a goal if Sean Tini had anything to do with it. They're still challenging on the keeper.
Both teams have been so positive today. That's what I've liked about it. I think they've both been prepared to attack forward, and it has been end-to-end at times. And as soon as Tierney had a shot down that end, Brunswick are prepared to try and find Sinnott at the other end.
And all credit to the Royal Mail team, who have a much smaller side, but they've acquitted themselves very, very well against a much, much bigger side, much more powerful side. And here's Brunswick Boys now. Oh, could be an error here. There's Gallagher coming out. He'll clear that. Nice to see Craig Gallagher still keeping his confidence up. He'll be unhappy with the last 2 goals he's conceded, but his confidence is still high, and he did the business there for his team coming out to clear. But this is the stage where legs are tired and a defensive error. Somebody could be in with a goal. And as we come to the final stage of this match, the touchline is full of people come to join our coverage of the semi-finals here, of what is a most exciting match.
A lot of people really have flocked around from all around the pitches to see this, and I think the penalty shootout's always exciting.
Well,
there's a chance here.
Here's a chance now for it not to go to penalties, and oh!
Off the post, would you believe it?
Well, we've got people on the pitch, which is not good. The referee needs to do something about that. We'll just see that goal again from Brunswick.
You've really got to feel for Royal Mail at this stage.
Didn't look too dangerous from this position. The ball comes across, just catches the post, and It's in. Brunswick boys 4, Royal Mail 3, and Brunswick's confidence has gone up here, piling on the pressure, looking to put it beyond any doubt. And Royal Mail find themselves in the position they've been for most of the match, chasing it. And as I said before, a goal at this stage, and the team that concedes it, possibly you see their heads go down. There's not much time to go, but Royal Mail still battling away.